hasn't been painted for a while, so I started washing the walls.
Oh, got you. Well, that's awesome, my friend. Well, I wanted to get back to you because I had an opportunity to talk with the decision makers earlier in my meeting, and I basically explained the whole situation. They had a chance to evaluate everything, and I really wanted to try to see if we could make something work. And the first thing I submitted it for was for a cash offer from us. Um, and although I was able to get one approved, I honestly I don't think it's going to end up being a match for a win-win scenario, just because it came in a lot lower than where you're looking to be. Like it came in at 185. However, I have some good news though. I do have some good news. So we have another program that I was hoping to get you approved for that I didn't mention earlier just because they have very strict criteria. Like they're very selective on which ones they'll take on. But it's called the concierge service. And, in my mind, I was thinking like, this is going to be a perfect match, kind of like have my fingers crossed that I could get an approval. And the good news is I have a full approval for it. So I'll just kind of explain how it works. Okay, now from doing so many deals in Illinois, we have all the resources, tools, systems, everything in place where, with our properties, we're able to sell them very quickly. And sometimes what happens is we'll come across a property that's not a match for us to buy, but it's a perfect match for someone else within our reach, like within our network, with our tools and everything. And, when I can get a full approval, basically the way that it works is you get all the benefits of a cash offer, meaning you don't have to lift a finger, you don't have to spend a penny. It's a hands-off, white glove experience where we deliver the result on a silver platter. And basically what we do is we resell our contract to a third party, and you get a guaranteed net amount. And we actually earn our fee from the buyer. So this is how we're able to make this work. And I think you're gonna be extremely surprised and pleasantly surprised when you see how much more you'll be getting going this route. So I have everything written up in black and white, and it is company policy for me to send everything over with you on the phone. Are you able to access your email from your phone right now?
Yeah, no, I'll just turn my computer on.
Okay, perfect. And can I get your email address real quick too, please? And then I can just stand by while you get your computer on and just give me the thumbs up, and I'll shoot everything over and just kind of walk you through it. All right, so this was my call from yesterday. This is the Illinois property that I got him muted. Illinois property that I negotiated from 300 down to 250 on like a half-hour call. Now I'm calling him back today, and I'm sending him out an offer for 243,500. So another 6,500 off. So I haven't done like a full pitch like this too for a hot minute, like on live. So you guys are seeing some behind the scenes sauce, but this is how I deliver everyone. But I got him muted. I had the contract up. I got one of my closers training with me too on the laptop. So we got one deal yesterday. It was like a 25K profit. Looks like I'm going to be calling realtors on that today. Then we got this one. This will be the second one, and I'm thinking this will sell for maybe like 310, 320, something like that. So if I get it 243. Okay, excellent. All right. Well, I'm going to shoot it over. And it's going to be coming from Richard Wonders is my name. And it'll be from DocuSign. Have you used DocuSign before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, let me know once you get it. All right. It looks like it shot it over. And then when you open up the email, it'll have a little yellow box that says review document. Once you click on that, you'll have to click OK a couple times. It's just going to tell you that you're on an electronic signing platform, basically. And then you'll know you're in the right place when you see as is contract for sale and purchase.
Contract for, as is, contract for sale and purchase.
Yes, sir. So you'll see right up there, we have you listed, Best Fit Home Solutions, Inc. That's us right here. Now for the purchase price, you'll actually be receiving every penny of $243,500. The $100 underneath it is just what's called legal consideration. That's what makes the contract valid and binding. And then the balance will be due at the end from the buyer. Now the closing date, I set up for on or before 60 calendar days. Now we can adjust that if needed, but that's kind of just like our standard. But we can do a one-page addendum if we need to move that around. That's no issue. And the only thing coming out of your end, is going to be any mortgage, any taxes, or any pre-existing debt, like any liens. Is there anything like that you know of?
No, there's no liens. I have a mortgage, and
Okay.
that's it. I plan on rolling everything into my new house, so.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, the title company will handle all of that, and they'll make sure that that mortgage gets satisfied and all the money passes through their hands. So we will be using, a licensed. I don't know. I think in Illinois it's actually a closing attorney, but it'll be either a title company or a closing attorney. You'll see on number 4, condition of the property. It says the parties agree the property is being sold as is. So with all defects being at the sole risk of the buyer, seller shall not be responsible.
I'm looking at the wrong 4. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, it's right on page 2.
Got it.
Yep. So seller shall not be responsible for any repairs of any kind whatsoever. So very clear. Seller does not warrant the condition of the property or improvements thereon. Seller shall maintain the property in its current condition until closing, except for normal wear and tear. So try not to have any crazy parties between now and then.
71, my party days are over.
That's awesome. So yeah, we just don't want any significant changes, like don't knock down the garage or, dig a big hole or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, quite frankly, the garage is the gem of this property.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a massive garage, 4 cars.
Plus, it's heated, it has running water.
That's
It's
awesome.
in pristine condition. I have a shed in the back 40. It needs some work on the door. It's kind of rotten on the bottom, but that's nothing.
Sure.
That's why I'm telling you this. You got so who is the buyer then? Is this third party you have lined up?
Yeah, so we're the buyer on this contract, and that's just because it's more of a technicality where we're reselling our contract. We're not selling the house, we're selling the contract. But yes, we will secure a third-party buyer and negotiate our fee.
MBO.
Say again?
MBO is mortgage-based obligation.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Mortgages and sell them all. So
Oh,
they
okay.
don't do. They used to do that years ago. I haven't heard of them lately because during the real estate crisis there was so much fraud.
Right.
They sell the mortgages, and you would buy. It was like a derivative. You would buy MBO. The mortgage was failed, so you thought your MBO was good, but it wasn't. Anyways.
Oh, gosh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you that. So.
No, that's awesome. But yeah, so number 5, closing costs. So buyer, that's us in this contract, shall pay all closing costs. So title insurance, title search, municipal lien search, inspection, survey. If there's any recording fees for the deed, we pay that too. Okay?
Okay.
Number 6, inspections, maintenance, and access. So buyer shall have 60 calendar days from the effective date to perform inspections on the property. So prior to the end of inspection period, if buyer determines the property is not suitable for buyer's use, buyer may terminate this agreement and deposit will be refunded in full. So if we go in there and it's like, whoa, this isn't at all how James said it was. This is crazy. Like we've got an elephant in the living room. There's barnyard animals everywhere. Like there's something crazy going on. Obviously, we will let you know right away. But that's just letting us know too. Like we will need to access the property at some point too, once we have like vetted qualified buyers and everything like that. But we'll always give you a heads up and we'll work that around kind of your needs. So we'll have a conversation about that separately. We'll kind of establish like some days and times, once we get to that point where it works best for you. Okay. Number 7, risk. Well, let's see. The risk of loss shall remain with the seller. Seller will provide buyer and its inspectors, contractors, appraisers, and prospective partners and clients reasonable access to the property. So just like make sure you keep insurance on it, because until the property closes, it's not, it ain't over until the fat lady sings, basically. But and it is saying that we will be needing reasonable access to get this done. Now we'll keep that as minimal as possible, but it's just part of the process in order to get where we need to go with this. Okay, and number 8, so title evidence and insurance. And thank you for your patience too. I'm almost done here. It says,
That's all right. I've only been through this 20 times.
nice. Well, it's all not your first rodeo, it sounds like. So this says buyer shall obtain a title commitment and owner's policy from escrow agent, who also shall act as title agent and closing agent. Buyer shall notify seller of any title defects. Closing may be delayed for up to 30 days to clear title. If not cleared within 30 days, buyer will terminate this agreement or buyer will extend this agreement for the purpose of clearing title. So it's basically just saying, hey, look, if something crazy comes back on the title report, we've got 30 days to clear it up. If it's something where, I don't think that'll be an issue here, but sometimes we have like inherited properties where we have to like track down long lost relatives and there's a whole treasure hunt trying to get it done. But the title's free and clear, like as far as right? There's no weird
There's
issues.
No commitments on the title.
Perfect. Okay, that'll be real straightforward. This will be an easy one. Okay.
You hear the commercials, you always worry about people stealing your title when you hear horror stories, but I've been checking that regularly and there's no problem with the title.
Oh, excellent. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you will be, just so you know, you will be the one signing all closing docs and everything like that and collecting the money. Like, your money never touches our hands. So there's no, you don't have to worry about that. We're not signing on your behalf for anything. So yeah, we definitely keep everything above board and as simple as possible. So number 9, assignability and novation. So an assignment would be if our third-party purchaser was paying cash. We would do an assignment of contract and they would pay cash. A novation is just what we do with the paperwork if they're buying with a loan. So if they're buying with a loan, I'll just read the actual thing. Buyer reserves the right to assign this agreement to a third-party purchaser or to novate this agreement with a replacement agreement with the third-party purchaser. So basically, if they're paying with a loan, you will just need to sign their offer, and then this agreement is also turned into the title company along with another piece of paper I'm going to show you in just a minute that explains our arrangement, that you get the $243,500, we have to pay for everything else, and then if there's any money left over, that's our profit. So it just breaks all that down. But yeah, it says, in either such event, seller shall cooperate fully at buyer's request to transfer title to the third of the property directly to the third-party purchaser. Provided, however, that buyer, us, shall be responsible for all additional transfer tax payable by the seller as a result of the assignment or novation. So sometimes there's an extra transfer tax for an investor event like this. It's just saying that we will pay that. So that's not something you're responsible for. It's just putting it out in the open that, hey, this is our intention. We're going to sell to a third party. We're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Everything's transparent. And number 10 is kind of the same thing. I know I'm beating a dead horse a bit, but I just want to make sure I run through all this so my boss is happy here. It says disclosures. Buyer is a private investment company that purchases real estate to make a profit and may be purchasing the property for immediate resale. Seller consents to buyer marketing buyer's contract rights in any manner buyer deems appropriate, including marketing on the multiple listing services. So we don't use the MLS on every property, but it is an option that we have. And it's just another powerful tool in our tool belt. If we do end up working with an agent or putting it on the market, that'll all be done behind the scenes, and we will be the one responsible for paying them and communicating with them, and it'll still be hands off on your end. And then there's also just a lead-based paint disclosure on here, but to my knowledge, I don't think we've ever done like a lead-based paint test. So is there any lead-based paint that you know about?
No, not at all. I used to work for the city of Joliet, so I'm familiar. A lot of the early houses in Joliet had lead-based paint, especially the apartments. They're in the process of getting rid of the lead-based piping for the plumbing too. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's
Well,
a massive nationwide project. Lead is one of the things that leads to childhood bone problems. So.
oh my goodness.
It's good to get rid of it. You know.
Absolutely.
It's like asbestos. It's the greatest substance in the world, except it kills you.
Yeah, one small problem. Whoa. No, number 11, default and attorney's fees. So whenever entering into any sort of a business transaction or relationship, it's just good to kind of define like, hey, if things go south, what happens from there, right? So obviously, we're entering this in good faith. Our interests are 100% aligned because we do not make one penny until the deal closes and you get paid, right? We both get paid on the same day. So, we have no ulterior motive. But the first thing that it says in here is if buyer fails to perform buyer's obligation. So that's us. So if buyer fails to perform buyer's obligation under this agreement, seller's sole remedy shall be forfeiture of the deposit as liquidated damages and in full settlement of any of all claims, in which case the parties will be relieved from any further liability under this agreement. So if we found out, oh no, there's a massive problem we weren't aware of, or we find out like your neighbors have a heavy metal band and they're just playing music all day and all night and no one wants to buy the house and they see it, or whatever the case, there's some new information or the earth opens up and swallows the house whole. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to perform at that point, but we would just let you know right away, right? And if there was a way to remedy it, we would propose that to you and you would have the option of saying yes or no. But basically, our risk is the time, effort, and energy that we're putting into this, and we're going to this with good faith and 100% aligned interests. Now, on the flip side, let's say your neighbor wins the lottery and they tell you, hey, how about I'll give you $1 million. I want to move all my relatives on this street and I'll pay you whatever you ask for it. Tell these other guys to kick rocks, right? Well, in that case, it says if seller fails to perform seller's obligation under this agreement, including closing, buyer shall have all legal and equitable remedies, including the right to seek specific performance. So any litigation arising out of this agreement, the prevailing party shall be entitled to recover from the non-prevailing party costs and fees, including reasonable attorney's fees. This paragraph 2 shall survive closing or termination of this agreement. So it's basically saying if someone tries to approach you and cut us out of the deal, or if you, for whatever reason, since we are putting the time, energy, and effort and going into this with good faith, it just says that we are able to seek legal and equitable remedies. Now, to my knowledge, like we've never had to take anybody to court. And it's, it'd be a pretty rare occasion for someone trying to, go around us, but it's just letting you know, like, hey, look, once this train leaves the station, we're 100% committed to you. We just ask that you be committed to us as well. And if anybody does approach you directly in like the rare occasion, just direct them towards us and we'll handle everything for you. But I know you're not the type of guy to try to sell to one person and try to sell to someone else, but they just like me to say this just so everything's clear and out in the open. All right?
Yeah. Well, you know what John Lennon says? Life is what happens when you're busy making plans. So.
I love that.
Somebody could drive their car through my front door for all we know, but like you said, that's very, very extreme. extraordinary, and this is typical of contracts.
Yes, sir.
So
Yep.
I've seen read contracts for the city, and so that's why I know what this is about.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, this is easy. Yeah, you haven't had any questions. I know you're tracking right with
Easy,
me.
but I understand.
Yes, sir. And number 12, miscellaneous provisions. It says this agreement contains the full and complete understanding and agreements of the buyer and seller. No modification or change to this agreement shall be valid or binding upon the buyer or seller unless in writing and executed by the parties. So I can't wake up tomorrow and say, hey, you know what? 200 sounds a lot better than 243.5. I'm changing this. And, you know, I can't just decide, hey, the sky's blue. I want to change something. Like, and vice versa, right? Like, if there does need to be any adjustments or changes of anything, we just want to make sure we put everything in writing. Everybody understands it. Everybody agrees with it. And that way we're just doing fair business. We're doing good business. So if there are any major changes that need to happen, we'll just make sure everything's in writing and everybody's on the same page. Does that sound fair?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And this agreement shall be construed in accordance to the laws of the state of Illinois. The effective date is the date which the last party initials or signs the latest offer, so that would be today. If the property is vacant, seller agrees to well, it's not vacant, so we don't have to worry about that. Additional terms, property should be delivered vacant at the close of escrow. So when I say vacant, it just means no one's living there. So you don't have to clear everything out. Now, the more stuff you can take with you, it makes our job easier. But anything that you leave behind, that would be something that we would have to figure out, basically. And then the last one here, it says Best Fit Home Solutions Inc. is entitled to the delta or the difference between the seller price and the buyer price as stipulated in the agreement, subject to terms and conditions outlined therein. So the way we make money is we're going to sell this for a higher price and we get to keep the difference after everybody gets paid. I know we've kind of explained that a few times, but that just to throw it out there just so everything's clear and in the open. Now, these last two ones are really easy. I don't have to read through the entire thing. I'll just give you like a quick overview. So this novation and indemnification agreement, this tells the title company what to do if our buyer's using a loan. So it basically says, James gets X amount, our company has to pay for X, Y, and Z, basically everything besides your mortgage or any taxes or pre-existing debt we have to pay for, all closing costs, fees, commissions, all that. And it basically what they do is this agreement kind of ties together our original purchase contract and the new third-party purchaser agreement, and it just makes sure everybody gets everything that they're promised. And then this final one, the attorney in fact, the limited attorney in fact, this just allows us to hire a real estate agent if we so choose, and we can utilize the MLS. So again, not something we do on every property, but it's just another powerful tool in our tool belt. Now, if you can scroll up to page 1 for me, please. At the bottom of page 1, there should be a little colored box for your initials. Yep, and if you just tap that with your finger, it'll give you the option where you can either, if you're feeling artistic, you can try to squiggle it in with your finger and draw it in there, or you can select one of the pre-made cursive ones, but they're both equally valid. All right, and then page 2 and 3 and 4, you can just tap those now that it has your initial, and then in the middle or towards the bottom of page 4.
Just so I'm clear, this contract, nothing's filled in.
Oh, that's it. That's an error. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. I was not aware of that. It's just blanks in there?
Yeah.
That might be an issue with DocuSign.
Blank between blank and James Gadotti.
Oh.
That's in there.
I am sorry. Okay. Let me fix that. I might have to sign it for it to fill in. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put my autograph on here, and then this should fix everything. Okay, yeah, that's a little confusing. Yeah, I don't expect you to sign a blank contract. That would not be fair. All right, one sec here. I'm just gonna squiggle my autograph on here, and then this should lock everything in. It looks like it was just everything was put in the, oh, I see what I gotta do. Bear with me one moment. I just have to switch our signing spots. I put your name where our name's supposed to go, so I'll fix that. And it's going to kick you out of there when I make this correction, and it'll send you a new version of it. So just bear with me one second. We'll get you set here. Yeah, they've done some updates to my DocuSign, and the updates were did not help me out here. Made it a little tougher. Okay, here we go. Okay, awesome. You should be able to pop that open.
All right, let me go review documents again.
Yes, sir.
It says error or account. Oh, something's wrong. Oh, here's the second one. Okay.
There you go.
Still making me look at the first one. I switched you to speakerphone.
Oh, yes, sir.
In case you're wondering if my voice changed. I'm way past puberty. All right. Okay, October 2nd, 2025, between James and your name's not in there.
Oh, that just may be because I haven't signed yet. I'm gonna sign it right now.
As the seller, okay.
Yeah, it should be Best Fit Home Solutions Inc. I'm gonna sign my end here. One sec. Okay. And I don't know if it's going to kick you out now, but I'll send you a fresh one here, and you should be able to load that right up.
All right, let me get out then. Wait, before you do that.
Yes, sir.
I noticed something else here.
Yeah.
The purchase price says $243.5, $100 in escrow, and then $243.5 at closing. Shouldn't that be $243.4 at closing? Do you subtract 100?
Yes, it should. Yes, it should. And that's something I can just write a quick one pager, or actually it might let me change it right now. One second. Good eye. I can tell you did work with contracts. You got a good attention to detail. It's probably going to kick you out right now, but then it'll. Okay, and I'm just now I'm scanning through everything just to make sure we got it all good here. Okay, here we go. And it is Will County, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, take 3. Should be good here.
Can you send me a new one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here. No, I didn't.
So you see the importance of making sure your paperwork's right. It's obviously a big buzzkill when it's wrong. I got him on mute.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
I have Richard Wonders via 2. Oh, here it is. Richard Wonders via 3.
There we go. Yeah, take 3.
All right. We're back. All right. So you're in there, Richard. Will County, 243.4. I can tell you did work with the zeros. All right. And I see you. The DocuSigned it yourself. All right. So you want me to go through and sign this thing?
Yes, sir.
I have so we're signing this contract today. I agree to sell my house for $243.5. you can do what you want with the contract, sell it, list it, whatever.
Yep.
What, for turning the house over to you completely empty, can we do that at the end of November?
Yeah. Yeah, we can so let's see, October, November. Yeah, cuz that's pretty much where we're at with the 60 days. So that'll I mean, I didn't put it on the calendar, but it should be either late November or early December.
That would be 10 to 11 to 12. Yeah, okay, I'm looking at, maybe November 29th, November 30th, something like that.
Okay. And if necessary, we can always write up an addendum to change the timeline just because, hey, it might be quicker, which would be awesome for us. Or if something happens and takes a little longer, we can make an adjustment. Just as long as we stay in good communication. That's the most important thing.
Great, all right, so I will start signing right now.
Awesome.
Page 104, required here, initial.
And then there's a couple spots for your world famous autograph too, where you'll either have to squiggle it in or select one of those pre-made ones.
Initial. All right, let's go back. Yes, it did, got it. Okay, sign the second one, sign the third one, sign the fourth one,
Let's go.
sign the fifth one, sixth, seventh, required. I have to print here and type it. All right, what do I hit, return, and I'm done?
Yeah, there should be. There'll be a finish button, and once you hit that, it's going to try to make you sign up for a DocuSign account, but you don't have to do that. That's just if you want to send contracts.
Okay,
So yeah, if it's asking you to fill out extra stuff, you can ignore that.
finish.
Yes, sir.
I got a check mark and says you're done signing.
Awesome. Well, let me be the first to congratulate you. I'm definitely excited we were able to get this approval and make this work. I'm going to be your concierge throughout this entire process. So I'm your go-to guy. So anything you need, big or small, feel free to reach out. If I don't have the answer, I'll reach out to someone on my team and we'll figure it out. So I'm very resourceful. I don't have I don't know everything, but I've got a good amount of experience. So just know my door's always open. Communication wise, if you ever try to reach out and I'm not able to pick up, they do keep me pretty busy on the phone, but I will always get back to you same day. And normally I can within like an hour or two. So you have my word, like you won't ever go multiple days trying to reach out to me and not getting any response. Like I'm not going to ghost you. I'm not going on vacation. And if I get sick or anything like that, I'll have someone
Sounds
take
like
my
my
place.
dating life.
Yes, sir.
Just an aside, is there anything I can do to prep the house that I should do, clean, whatever, just get ready to get out?
Yes, sir.
You're telling me?
Any cleaning or clearing out you can do will definitely help us out. You know what I mean? So as much as you can, we definitely appreciate it. But just kind of keep us in the loop of everything. And on the other side of the coin too is communication. I understand too, you have other things going on. I don't expect you to pick up on the first ring, but if you do see that I'm trying to reach out, if you can, please try to get back to me same day or as soon as you can. We just don't want any big gaps in communication just because sometimes things are time sensitive. And if I'm ever reaching out, it's always going to be for a reason. You know what I mean? So I'll make sure to respect your time. So we'll just have that kind of like pre-agreement that we're just going to do our best to keep communication in a timely manner. Does that sound fair?
Great.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and I have two more little quick things for setting expectations. The next thing is we are going to be reaching out to some local professionals that we may bring on this project and work with. I'm going to be conducting some interviews in the next few days, and we're going to go through our Rolodex. We probably will need to bring someone in just to do like a walkthrough, Maybe they'll take some pictures and videos. It'll all be internal stuff for us, but just to help us do our planning and, you know, figure out what exactly we need to do. They should be in and out of your hair faster than your favorite shampoo. So we'll make it easy on you, but we'll give you a heads up for that, just so you know. No one though should ever be showing up unannounced. Okay, so we'll always let you know ahead of time. We've had in the past, it was more so when the market was hotter and in major areas, but we've had, you know, rare occurrences of like a buyer seeing our marketing and just, you know, not having manners and just popping up and knocking on the door and asking to see the house. I don't think that's going to happen here, but just so you know, like, that won't ever be something that we facilitate. And if that happens, you can just direct them to us, because if they don't have manners and they don't respect our wishes to be by appointment, like, you know what I mean? That's probably someone we're not going to be working with, right?
Yeah.
So,
If he shows up, I'll call you if I don't trust him.
excellent. Excellent. Well, I appreciate that. And then,
I just had ComEd come at my door. They wanted to chop a tree down. I said, who are you? They go, oh, we want to go in your yard. I said, let me call ComEd. I'll get right back. And they
Yeah.
really did, but first be safe.
well, awesome. Well, thank you for your patience. I'll get back in touch with you, and maybe probably tomorrow, and just kind of, you know, touch base. If you have any questions between now and then, don't hesitate. You can call me, text me, whatever's easier for you. And if you don't get a hold of me right away, I'll get back to you as soon as I've got a free moment.
All right.
Awesome.
You go by Richard, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Richard Wonders.
I go by Jim, basically.
Oh, Jim. Okay. I can definitely call you Jim.
All right, Richard. Wonderful talking to you. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, you have a good one. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Boom. Contract number 2. We had one yesterday. Looks like it's going to be a 25 banger. Second one today, 2 for 2. This one, he wanted 300. It's probably worth 310, and I just signed it for 243.5. So this is another JV partner deal. And actually, watch, I'm going to call this JV partner now. He might even be on here. I don't know. But this will be his first deal. He's been wholesaling for, I forget how long he said. I'll ask him right now. I think like a year or something. And he hasn't landed his first one yet. Oh, he just texted me. I see you on live. It's awesome. Okay, cool. Let's call up homie here. It's Jaron.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Dude, do you see I just signed up our buddy Jim.
Yeah. I was on live watching.
Okay, sweet. Sweet, man. So yeah, everything's good with that. I'll send you over a JV agreement a little bit later, but we got it for 243.5. So
That's awesome, man.
yeah, man. Well, I just wanted to tell you the good news, man. And thank you for the opportunity.
Nah, thank you, man, for your help as well, man. I'm glad I found you.
My pleasure, man. Well, I'll keep you in the loop with everything, and I'll text you when I send you out that JV agreement later.
Awesome. You got it.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, bro. Later.
All right, thank you, man. Later.
Okay. So I asked, why don't you live at the penthouse anymore? So I still live there, but we're here in Lake Havasu for a month because they're doing construction there. Like they're tearing up my balcony. So we're suffering through it right here for now, slumming it. But yeah, we'll be back there at the beginning of next month. Sweet. Jack, what did you get from that?
I feel like you had a good setup from the last call, so then that made this call a lot easier, like really streamlined because you already had a lot of like trust in you.
Exactly.
I noted when he stopped it and like went back to the price, I thought he was gonna say something like way more serious, but then he just said, "Oh, it's like the $100." Like I kind of hold my breath for a second, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, it's just you just messed up the $100 thing." I was like, "Oh, like."
Do you see when I start objecting, when he starts objecting, I answer and then I move on to the next thing. I don't let it, you get what I'm saying? I don't let it linger. It's like that Mario video game where like the things come out of the wall and knock you off. Hey, you just have to keep moving. It's the same thing with that. So
Yeah.
cool. And I'm sure I'm more animated than Bash and Austin, but
Yeah.
it works for me because I can, I control the situation that way. You know what I mean? Where I'm kind of I make it really hard for them to interrupt me. Really hard for them to, because I know they're not going to interrupt me with anything good. So I just keep it moving. And if it's really important, they'll interrupt me. But if it's not, I just keep it pushing. And then I always just assume that they're going to do it. You notice that too? I didn't say like, well, what do you think? Do you want to sign it? I'm like, okay, yeah. And right up here is you just want to tap that with your finger and da 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 da.
Yeah.
I was worried though that it goes to show too, the paperwork, I should have taken a better look at that. I was in the wrong signing position. So he was looking at a blank contract and he didn't say anything to me. Didn't have the things filled out. But luckily we had enough juice going where that didn't kill the momentum. But if someone's on the edge and you're messing up the contract, it definitely can kill the mood. You know what I'm saying? There's you build up that momentum, and if that momentum goes down, it's very hard to get it back up. But he was locked in. But you heard, like, he originally wanted 300, and, like, he was, like, stuck on it. And then he's like, well, 250 would be my bottom. But he didn't even bat an eye at 243.5. You know what I'm saying? There was zero objection. But
Yeah, I mean, he was. I like how you just like was going over everything. And you just kept going and going and going and going. It's like he just kind of went like you kind of made it like seem like in a way like there's no way like he could object to it. It was just like this is what's going on.
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
It's like he's on a tour. You know what I mean? And like, hey, and then over here we got this, and then this is it over here, and then just go ahead and sign right here. But that's
there's like no way he could say like if he stood up and said something, it would be like, well, like why? Like why would you even like do that? You know, like it's kind of
like what's wrong with you, bro? Well, of course you want this. This is the perfect thing. But I build it up too in the beginning. You know what I mean? With the takeaway and then really enforce it. But like in Kirby, my go-to move was we would have a clipboard. Like say this is a clipboard, right? And then I'd put the credit app on it because most people would buy it on payments. And then I go, all right. And I just need you to fill this out right here. This is just easy stuff, name, address, phone number. I'd roll the pen down and it'd fall down and it'd either fall on their lap or fall on the floor. And then they'd pick up the pen and have it in their hand. And I hand, here you go, take this and just go right here at the top with your name, address, phone number, all the easy stuff. And they'd be like, wait, what's this for? And then I turn to the wife. I'd be like, would you be mad if you bought it? And she'd be like, no. I'd be like, okay, awesome. Da-da-da. Or like, oh yeah, this is just to get the Kirby in your home. It's real easy. Just name, address, phone number. I'm gonna be in this room over here cleaning. Let me know if you have any questions. And I just like walk away. And then they'd like look at each other confused and be like, and a lot of the times they just put their head down and start filling it out. But like that positive expectation will carry you a long way. Like that's one of the little magic, like little Jedi mind tricks. You know what I mean? Is to having that positive expectations where it's like very hard for them to go against it. Cause they just naturally, bro, cause it sounds like it could be bad, but the thing is this, like they naturally have decision anxiety. That's how they get in these situations. And it's actually a relief for them for you to push hard and make it easy for them to say yes. You get what I'm saying? Because even if it's the perfect thing, a lot of these people, they'll just sit there and they can't make a decision. That's why they're in foreclosure. That's why their house is like crazy inside. Is like, it's like, someone that's like 300 pounds, just like, hello, sir. Like, we see what the issue is here. You know what I mean? Like, we need to address it. You know what I mean? But they don't see it, and they need someone to come in and really just make it easy for them to agree to it. So cool. Here, I'm gonna head off my YouTube live. We'll get back on here later. I'm gonna do some other seller calls. I gotta call some realtors right now. But definitely novationjv.com. If you got leads that you want us to call, and either be myself or one of the killers on my team. And novationking.com if you want to learn this exact process that we close hundreds of thousands of dollars in deals every single month, make millions of dollars with. novationking.com. I'm doing a boot camp. It's free for all my course and community members. It's going to be starting on October 8th. If you want to learn about how to join the course and community, it's very simple. Novationking.com. Check it out. Peace.